Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, bout 6 of the evening here at Thunderdome 30, live from the Metro City nightclub in Perth, Western Australia. 4 by 3-minute rounds in the 72-kilogram middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He is trained by Igor Posev from the Lions Den Academy in Melbourne. With an official weight of 72.4 kilograms, he has a record of 3 fights for 3 wins. Hailing from Perth, but fighting out of Melbourne. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jesse White! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He is trained by the NRT Fight Team. With an official weight of 70.9 kilograms, he has a record of 11 fights with 2 draws and 3 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Filipino Flash, Brice Roullo!
Welcome back to our coverage on WTV. We are live from Perth Metro City for Thunderdome 30, and this is fight number 6 in the middleweight division, scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds. It is Brice Roullo, the Filipino Flash, taking on Jesse White. And here we go. Filipino Flash, Brice Roullo's in the red trunks, and Jesse White is in the white, which makes sense. Prepping it here ringside with Paul the main man Morrison. Looking forward to this one, Paul.
Yeah, this is going to be a ripper. Jesse's a Western Australian boy. He's moved over to Victoria, but he's got a lot of support in the crowd. And it's obviously, as you said, he's 3-0. It's his first fight in front of his hometown, so they've come to show their support.
Well, talking about that, I was looking into the crowd and I see all these people in white shirts, and there's about 200 of them, and they're all here to support Jesse White. I'm thinking, what, this guy's from Victoria, but we learnt that he's from WA. Fighting another WA boy in Brice, the Filipino Flash Roullo.
Yeah, the thing with Jesse is a West Australian boy, similar to me, Brett. He's a Peel Thunder project. He played at Peel Thunder. He was only there for a year, and then he obviously stopped playing footy, moved over to Melbourne. So the ex-footy player started his career well with 3 wins.
I'll tell you what, he looks in great shape here. I don't know too much about it. He does have a 3-0 record, but the Filipino Flash, he's looking to bounce back because he was really disappointed in his last fight against Phil Gould, who I called this fight here at Perth Metro City, and I think he just took it too easy because he did have a victory over the Pitbull, but yeah, Pitbull came out with a man on fire and caught Brice by surprise. And that was a nice jab there by Jesse White. You can hear the crowd. There's so much support for him here.
He started well, Jesse. Brice is definitely, he's willing to engage. He can drop the weight and just throw the punches. He can take punishment. He has been stopped before, but he can take punishment. Obviously, being a southpaw, he's going to have to work his way in.
That's the thing with Brice Roullo. His professional record is actually very misleading because we always know him, especially here at Thunderdome. He's very durable, lasts the distance a lot of the time, and is very tough. So that's why I was really surprised over his last fight. But yeah, he's going to be a tough customer for Jesse White, that's for sure. Really interesting fight, but that's another nice punch there by Jesse White, who's moving around a lot, trying to get in and out.
Yeah, he's definitely using his distance and his range quite well. He looks pretty calm in there. I think Brice, part of his toughness, Brett, is that he does a lot of work with Benny Cruz, who was known as King Benny, and he was a former Aussie champ and a POBA champion. He's got a very good record.
See, every punch of Jesse White that lands, the crowd reacts, and that sort of crowd, the home crowd, sometimes influences the judges. We've seen it before.
Yeah, Jesse definitely looks like he's in good shape. He looks fit, and he's using a lot of that energy because he's definitely giving Brice some different angles. It's been a good round.
It's scheduled for 4 3-minute round. A nice punch there by Jesse White, and the crowd reacts once again. As you heard CJ Rosa say, end of round one, entertaining first round, and the crowd here at Metro City really getting into it as we see our newcomer, our Dragonfire boxing girl, Sarah, our newcomer, holding the round 2 card. Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah, that was a really interesting round. I think Dale Phillips in the corner of Brice.
Big rig.
Yeah, he's going to have to give some advice for Brice because he's going to have to work a way to stop Jesse's movement. He's going to try to break the ring in half, cut it into corners, try and get him against the ropes and throw some punches because Jesse's definitely using his movement.
He's obviously, Brice Roullo's working against a higher height and reach advantage as well. So I think that Jesse White's got good movement so far, showing a lot of promise and using that height and reach advantage and his movement to full advantage in that round 1.
Yeah, definitely more athletic than Brice. But Brice was getting a lot of advice in the corner from, as I said, Benny Cruz, who was an Australian champ. So good advice. Let's see if he can use it at the start of the second round.
Round 2 here at Perth Metro City. We certainly hope you're enjoying our coverage here live on WTV. It is Thunderdome 30, Perth Metro City. My name is Brett Panetti with ringside with Paul, the main man Morrison. Nice movement again, and it looks like he's got a nice jab on Jesse White.
Yeah, he's definitely athletic, and he's using that athleticism, so he's using his skills that he's got to his advantage. Brice is finding it hard to get on the inside. He's not really sure where Jesse is, and he's struggling with his distance. You can see him sort of leading in with that left hand. He's got to try to find him with his jabs.
Oh, the Jesse crowd is coming out from his fans here at Perth Metro City. You can hear it loud and proud. And I think that might spur him on as well, because he is off to a good start in this one. But again, Brice Roullo, the Filipino Flash, is a very, very tough customer. So he'll give Jesse White all he can handle and try and take that O from his record.
Yeah, he's definitely hungry, you can see. With Brice, though, he has a tendency to lead in with that head, and he has been known to have some head clashes. He's definitely been cut a few times. And that's why I'd like to see him get his legs underneath him and lead forward with his jabs. And head clashes can happen, obviously, with southpaw fighters fighting the orthodox fighters. So let's hope we don't get one of those.
Another nice jab, and every time you say jab, always picture of Angelo Hyder yelling out from the corner, jab, jab.
It's the most important punch in boxing. If you can't hit him with a jab, you can't hit him.
Looks like Angelo Hyder, the trainer of the Maloney twins, Jason and Andrew. That was a nice punch there again by White. Shout out to Andrew and Jason Maloney, the Maloney twins, just signed with Top Rank as well. They're on their way to world titles, those boys.
Yeah, geez, aren't they both doing well for Australian boxing? And another big shout out to the manager, Tony Tolge.
Tony!
Who's obviously the matchmaker and promoter of Dragonfire. And without him, these shows just don't exist.
Jesse's still showing some good movement and against a tough Brice Roullo.
There hasn't been many clean shots landed just yet.
No, it's all about, obviously, again, it's tactics at the moment, isn't it? Jesse trying to find a way in, and more so with Brice Roullo, because he's got to overcome that height and reach disadvantage that he has.
Yeah, well, Brice doesn't have long to go. It's only scheduled for 4 rounds. So he's going to have to start answering some of these questions that Jesse's posing to him if he wants to win this on the points.
Coming to the end of round 2.
Look, that was a really quality round of boxing. Jesse's definitely got some good skills. I'd like to see him, if he could drop his weight a little bit more and throw some punches, he's going to have some power behind his punches, but he knows what he's good at. He knows his game plan, and his game plan is just to box, so he's quite happy to just stay on the outside, use his flash and movements, his athleticism. He's hitting Brice with some jabs, and he's not going to engage in Brice's fight. I think that his game plan is that he thinks Brice is going to be like what we saw with Billy Folan. He just wants to engage in an all-out war, and he's certainly not letting that happen at this stage.
Of course, Jesse White tried to stay undefeated, receiving advice from his corner, as is Brice Roullo from his trainer, Big Rig, Dale Phillips. Saw the trainer of Sarah on Fire Dwyer, who's recently had a world title shot over in
put up a great fight too.
She did, certainly did. Round 3 here. Says round 2, but I'm pretty sure it's round 3.
Yeah, we're in round 3, mate. We're at the halfway mark with 2 rounds to go.
Confused me for a second.
Yeah, Brice is really going to have to start picking up his work rate. He's going to have to try to get on inside. And the only way he's going to do that is get him back behind that jab, get in his movement to try to match Jesse's. Because Jesse's definitely got the more athleticism, the faster punches, the faster movement.
He's just getting in and out. He's not having much follow-up, though, is he? He's having a bit of success with that jab, but nothing really following up, nothing too much there.
He knows what his strengths are. From the way he's boxing, to me, it looks like he knows the only chance that he's got to lose is to get caught in that phone booth, scrap that fight, and he just doesn't want to do it. His corner seems like... Yeah, his corner seems like he's happy for him to get
back of the head. Alan Ponder warned him there. Got to be careful. He will say sorry. They touch gloves. Respect shown. Back into the action.
Yeah, Jesse's starting to engage a bit more now. He's certainly not shy to just not engage, is what he was in the first couple of rounds. I think he thinks that Brice might be getting a bit tired.
He's getting a lot more comfortable. But again, what sort of pressure comes with so much of his fans in the audience as well? Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, I think he's excited. I spoke to him at the weigh-in last night, and he seemed like he was pretty excited. As I said, being from Perth, he's had 3 pro fights. This is his 4th, and it's his first time to actually put on a show in front of his home crowd. So I think he'd be excited about that, and they're certainly enjoying the show that he's putting on at the moment.
Nice shot there by Brice Roullo. But I think Brice needs more of that. So, again, the movement's obviously struggling, concerning him, and also, obviously, the height and reach disadvantage he has.
Yeah, he's not cutting off the ring enough, Brice. He seems to just be following Jesse where he goes. He's got to cut the ring off, which he just did there. He's got to do a bit more of that, and he's got to try to engage. He's really got to try to get Jesse to engage.
Nice punch there by Roullo. Nice movement and nice strikes to the body there by Jesse White.
Yeah, Jesse's corner's really calling for Jesse to really pick up his work rate too, so I think they want him to throw more punches and land some cleaner shots, and he's definitely coming forward now.
Crowd really getting into this one. Homecoming party for him.
Yeah, well, he's got a few people in his corner as well, Jesse. I mean, he's got a couple of girls, a couple of guys. He's brought them all.
We're right, round 3. Very good round. Again, Jesse White still looks very comfortable. So we see beautiful Carla and Sandy holding the round 4 cards. Our beautiful Dragonfire boxing girls doing a great job here tonight at Perth Metro City. So, again, you never know what the judges are thinking of this one. So what advice would you be giving to Brice Roullo if you were Dale Big Rig Phillips?
Yeah, look, I'd be trying to get him to cut the ring off. It's the first thing he's got to do. He's not matching Jesse's speed. He's not going to match Jesse's athleticism. He's got to try to cut the ring off. He's got to try to get Jesse to engage. He's got to try to work on the inside. If I was Jesse's coach, I'd be telling him to do exactly what he's been doing. Keep Brice on his distance, keep at the end of his range. Throw some punches with some bad intentions when he gets him at that end of range with some right hands and left hooks, and then get back away, which is what he's done pretty effectively so far.
He does look very comfortable in there, does he, Jesse White?
Yeah, he definitely shows a bit more experience or more poise than someone that's only had 3 pro fights. But look, being a former footy player myself and making it to obviously Peel Thunder level, he's obviously had some experience of big expectations and big crowds and big games, so that might be holding him in good stead in his early boxing career.
And this is the biggest test of his young career as well, because again, Brice Roullo does have a lot more experience than any of his other opponents.
Yeah, certainly so far. I mean, obviously Jesse's fought back over in Melbourne. He fought on the Hosking Promotions and a Peter Maniata show, and his last fight was obviously on the Jake Ellis card as well. So he's had 1 fight, as I said, with Hoskins and Maniatis, and then 2 with Jake Ellis. But this is definitely a step up in class because, as you said, Brice is...
Nice punch there by White. Yeah. Probably the best punch of the fight.
Yep.
Is that a slip? He's going to rule it a slip. Oh, he's calling a count. He's calling it a count. I thought it might have been a slip, and Brice Roullo does not agree with it at all. I'm not sure about that either by Alan Pons. The crowd doesn't like it, but the crowd for Jesse White does.
Yeah, well, Brice certainly thought it was a slip. He certainly looks like he's okay, but that's going to be big. If Brice had any chance, the only chance he's got now is to stop him with that
wow
10-8 round.
But that might light a fire under Brice Roullo and make him go out and him even more, knowing that he needs a knockout to win.
Yeah, well, he is going at him, but he's still got to get behind that jab. As you said, hands are high to be calling it. He's got to get behind his jab, cut him off, and then throw those big shots, as opposed to leading with those big shots first.
And our fourth and final round of this one.
They've had a little bit of a head clash here, which is what we said with Brice leaning in with his head and being a southpaw versus an orthodox that can happen. Both boys not cut, so no damage here.
Now in the final minute of this one, as you heard our MC CJ Rose say, they're going to go swinging here, I think, especially Brice Roullo. His corner just telling him to get a bit of a flurry, move around, stick to what you've been doing.
His movement's just a bit too much for
Yeah, I
Brice.
think so, and I think he's been, cleaner.
Yeah. There's a head clash, and there is a cut now on top of Jesse's head. And it seems like that blood spurred on Brice, but Jesse seems to be thinking, well, I'll just stay away now. He thinks that he's done enough, and he doesn't really want to engage. They've called time now to check this out.
You're a bit late. Alan Pond basically calls him in the middle and checks the cut. Thought that was Dr. Paddy Golden's job, who's standing right in our corner. But
Yeah, well,
Paddy stopped down and said, okay, Alan, you can do my job for me.
well, it spurred him on. I think he was lucky, though, because he went straight over to his corner.
That's the end of the fight. Great performance by both fighters.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Good exhibition of boxing. Jesse White, he's pretty happy to come home. And I think he'll take the chocolates with a points decision, I'd say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. After 4 rounds of action, we turn to the judges for their decision. It is unanimous, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the red corner, Jesse White.
I'm with your winner, Jesse White. First of all, Jesse, welcome home. You've been living in Victoria, and I saw your bio, Victoria, and he's coming over, and I come in tonight and I see all these people in white shirts. That must have given you a great feeling, especially during a great performance.
Yeah, I don't say. I don't like to say fans. I don't have fans. Everyone's equal in here. I got the best fucking supporters. I got the best family. I got the best friends. And my support coming from Melbourne. They made the trip the whole way over. There's 40 of us.
You'll get the mic back, Jesse. But again, you got magnificent support tonight. What impressed me about you, you stay undefeated in your professional career and you come over to Perth after a few fights in Victoria, but your movement was really good and you had a really strong jab against a really wily veteran, a tough, durable veteran that we've seen here many times at Thunderdome. What was your game plan coming into this one?
We just wanted to work the angles. We knew Brice was friggin' tough. He's damn tough. We knew he moved well, and we knew we had to work angles. We couldn't stay in front of him. He hit too hard, and he takes a damn good punch. So, yeah, we knew we were up against it, and, yeah, we just did what we've been working on for the last 8 weeks.
With this many fans in the house, supporters, family, friends, there is another Thunderdome card in July. And in Brice's last fight, he fought a guy by the name of Phil Gould, the Pitbull, and that was for a state title. Would you come back to Perth to fight him, the Pitbull, for a state title? That answers the question. Any final words, especially to the fans here at Perth Metro City, before we let you go and celebrate?
100%. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. All my Melbourne team, my team for getting me ready back home. We lost our dad just before Christmas. This one's for you, Dad, you fucking legend! My team, Anthony, Igor, Susie, the kids, everyone coming over, my wife, Lauren. This one's for you, Dad, I love you.
No better way to finish off. Please once again congratulate your winner, Jesse White. Sarah coming on this ring. Where's Sandy? There's Sandy. Come in.
And our beautiful newcomer Sarah and the beautiful Sandy here, our beautiful Dragonfire girls. They're about to hold up our next auction item. Yeah, just making sure it's the right one. Held up beautifully by our girls. Our next item is a George Foreman frame, one of the most famous heavyweight boxers of all time. We all remember the Rumble in the Jungle. Tony Holly, please take it over. If you're a big boxing fan, especially in the past, you want this.
Thank you, Brett. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, the great man here. Right, there we go. There you price it away. What's he going to make? Going to make what? $1,000. $1,000 to go. $1,000 to start me. $1,000. Give me $800. $800 to go.